I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask.
Hello everyone, today we are going to be creating a media player in UIFlow 2. Let's start by creating a new project and calling it media player. Select your device, in this case is Core 2, and click confirm. Start by creating the UI for our media player. The first thing we want to do is we want to go into edit and we want to add an image. This is going to be our background image for the media player, so we're just going to go using these buttons up here, align it on this left hand side and then align it along the top, so it's now in the top left hand corner of our screen at 0, 0. We then also want to add a label and add the text media player to the center. I'm going to make that bigger. You can write whatever you want there, it doesn't have to be media player. We're going to center that in the exact center using the center tool and the other center tool. That centers it along these two axes, and then we're going to shut the UI editor. Now the next step is we need to initiate the SD card to get all of our files off the SD card and onto the device. So we're going to drag out the initiate SD card block. Unless you're using a specific SD card module that's not built into your device, then all of these settings should be completely fine. It should just it should work. So I'm not going to edit anything there. The next step is we need to get some wallpaper. So I have brought some wallpaper on Pixabay. You can use whatever picture you want. Make sure it doesn't go against any copyright. I'm going to download the smallest one because I need to make it smaller anyway to make it suitable for our device. The link to this will be in the description if you want this wallpaper. The next step is we want to go into here and we want to show this in folder. Once we're here, we can double click on the image and bring it up in photos. Next step is we need to go and resize the image. That's through the three dots in the top left hand corner and then click resize. It brings up this screen. What you want to do is set this to 320 by 320. It's fine if that value is greater than the Y value of your screen, but just so long as that width is set to the width of your screen, which in this case is 320, then that one should link itself to it, so it will stay at 320 in the case of this image. If that's less than the height of your screen, which in this case is 240 pixels, then you might want to change for a different image or make the width slightly bigger, but just basically make your image so that it will fit the whole screen. We just want to check that this is 320 by 320 pixels and its file type is PNG. If it's not PNG, then you can't scale the image once you're in the editor. So we're just going to save that. We're going to save it as wallpaper. So the next step, you can now shut this, is you have your wallpaper. Mine has disappeared somewhere downwards. I will find it in a second. If we just go back into here, we want to go and set the image, which is this one, image 0, in the SD card to wallpaper.png. Now that tells the device to get this image and set it to the appropriate image that we saved onto the SD card. We'll save it in a second. The other thing I'll do is I'm just going to set the X and Y values to 0 as well, just to make sure that the image does stay in the top left hand corner of our screen. We then need to get some songs for our media player to play, so I'm just going to go download Okay, so I now have 3 songs here, 2 and 3 in this section. So I'm going to go back to UIFlow and we're going to continue scripting. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go down into speaker section and bring a speaker begin block out, and we're going to place it in the setup function. Then we want to go and grab a speaker play wave file, and we want to set that to SD card and set that to the name of our file. Now, first thing about this is this block here plays the file from the SD card or the flash, depending on which one you select, but you then need to add your file name and the file extension, which in this case will be .wave. This block only works if the file is a .wave, so another thing you'll need to do is convert the file to a .wave. We'll do that in a second, but for now let's just work on the logic behind our media player. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable called song. I'm going to set song to a random integer between 1 and 3. If you have more than 3 songs, then you set this to the number of songs you have. Then you want to go and collect this if the setting cog if then do block. You want to click the settings, and you want to add, you need an if and an else, but then you can add as many else if statements as you need for there to be enough for all your song names. Then we want to go and grab a equals block and a song block and a number block. We want to change the number block to a 1, and then we want to select the whole of the equals block with the 2 other blocks in it, and we want to duplicate it, and then we want to drop it in there and set that to 2. So now if song equals 1, it will do this bit here. If the song equals 2, it will do this, and if the song equals 3, it will do this. So the next thing we want to do is we want to get the files onto our SD card. So I just found that you can use convertio.co/mp3-wave/ and set the frequency to 16,000 Hertz, and then you can choose your files. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose my mp3 files and open them. Click convert. By the looks of it on the free account, you're only allowed 2 conversions at the same time, so we'll just have to do them to a time, yeah. Click convert again on the last file, just wait for it to quickly upload and then convert. Download that, and there we go, we have all 3 songs downloaded. I'm going to go get the SD card back out of my device again and plug it inside to replace the files. We're going to go into downloads and select 1, 2, 3, We're going to copy them onto our SD card, and then so that nicely now at the bottom, we're going to click eject, and then we can remove our SD card and place it back in our device. We're going to go back to our page. For now, I am going to remove my picture just to make it load faster, to keep you guys from waiting. So I'm going to run the program and hopefully get some more success. So this is the audio at a 30% volume. There isn't very much bass. It's quite a sort of, it's not the greatest sound quality, but for a 1 watt speaker in the size of this device, it is pretty impressive. Especially as this is only 30% volume and it's already quite loud. So if we just go back to the code quickly, the way it will work is it will play one of these songs randomly. It will wait 1 second at the end just to make sure it's cleared all the sort of RAM and refreshed and stuff, and then it will choose another random integer and it will just play another random song. So it's like going into your media player and clicking the shuffle button and loop all. So you're just looping through all of the modes. So yeah, as you can probably hear, it's not the greatest sound quality, but it's pretty impressive. But yeah, that's all for today. Make sure to save your project, and yeah, see you in the next one.